Good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. It's early. Not as early as sometimes that we're flying out, but it is still early. Today we're heading to Berlin. We're going to be in Berlin for about 3 days. We leave on Saturday, but we are working from home or working remotely on Friday. So right now we are waiting for a bus. It's raining out, so the lens is covered in rain. I'm going to put the camera down and let's just get to the airport and we'll fill in more then. Morning. Our flight was delayed. It's raining, it's nasty. Also, unfortunately, Shayna's not feeling very well. Don't know what it is, but she's got some type of bug this morning. It's never pleasant to travel when you're sick, but it happens. So we're getting on our flight. We're supposed to do a walking tour at 11:30. Our flight lands at 10:05, but it is delayed, so I doubt that's going to happen. So let's see what happens when we get to Berlin. Ooh, we made it to Berlin. Flight was uneventful. Got off the plane. You know how that goes. Headed straight down towards the center of Berlin. We were going to try to make a walking tour, but our flight was delayed, so we weren't able to make that. So we're just kind of winging it now. We are headed to the Berlin Wall Memorial Park. It's a quick walk from where we got off. So we're heading there and then coffee. So let's go check out the wall. So we're standing in the Berlin Wall Memorial Park, and behind me is a section of the original Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was up for decades. I'm not going to go into the details of the years, look it up, but over the course of those decades they kept modifying it. First they had just this wall, but people were still able to escape. So then they put this coping on the top of it that made it really hard to climb and get over. Well, then over the years they decided to fortify it even more, and they built this section that we're standing in right now, which now is grass, but it was sand, and before that it was a cemetery. They just bulldozed down the cemetery, covered it with sand, put lights and guard shacks, and put another very small wall back here. This zone here was covered with sand, and the guards were told that if anybody entered it, shoot them. Something like 136 people died and many more were injured trying to escape East Germany to get to West Germany. So there's a real quick brief of where we're at right now. It's pretty remarkable to think that a wall was built to keep people away from each other, and it separated so many families. Ultimately it came down, thankfully, but I'm gonna continue reading and learning, so get back. Now that we are caffeinated and fed, and we find ourselves with the whole afternoon free because we weren't able to make the walking tour, we're gonna just start wandering around and checking out this part of Berlin. Also to note, Shayna is feeling much better now. Everything passed and she's ready to enjoy the day. So let's get to exploring. So after some wandering and some exploring, we decided that the best way to enjoy the weather here today, which is beautiful, is to kind of just chill and maybe take a little bit of a nap here in this park in the middle of Berlin. So that's what we're doing now, and then from here we will figure out whatever happens next. So I'm gonna enjoy that nap in the park. Get some light here. That was a very successful nap. Now we got to go check into our hotel and get the keys and everything like that so we can we can drop our bags. See, Shane and I are both working tomorrow, so we're lugging our laptops with us all day, and we're ready to get those off our backs. So we are now waiting on the tram and headed further east. So we got all checked in, and yeah, then we took another nap. Not really like us to show up to a city and take 2 naps in one day, but hey, whatever, it is vacation. Well, not really vacation, it's just exploration, and we decided to take a nap. So now we're back to the exploration part of it. Obviously, we woke up hungry, and we had a taste for German food, and I really wanted schnitzel. So we found this great schnitzel restaurant that's about a half an hour walk from where we're staying. So that's where we're headed now. It's also a more popular area where there's a bunch of restaurants and bars and cafes and art stuff, supposedly. So let's go get schnitzel and check out another neighborhood.
Silverware in our water.
Thank you. Okay, schnitzel is it's basically tenderized meat. They pound it, and then it's breaded and it's fried, and it's usually served over French fries or salad. Actually, I was supposed to get a salad with this. I really love this stuff. I worked for a German company for many years, and they had schnitzel at least once a week. I love this stuff, so I'm really excited to have it again. I want to put the camera down and get to eating. So Shane and I were just talking over a beer, and we realized that this is the first time that we've both been in Germany together. We've both been here a couple times by ourselves and with other groups, but first time together. Also, the first time that either one of us have been to Berlin. Now, technically, I've been to Berlin. I got here at midnight one time and then left at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock the next morning. So, yeah, first time being in Berlin and actually seeing anything. So we just stopped at a beer garden, had a quick beer, and now we are continuing to explore. I think it's going to be an earlier night than normal tonight because we both have to work tomorrow, but let's get on with the exploration. Every train has them, should never touch them. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. We came back a little bit earlier than we normally do. Again, we have to work in the morning, and it's been a really long day with travel and everything like that. So we're just going to kind of settle in for the night, relax a little bit, chill, do some reading, and get a good night's sleep, and we will be back at it tomorrow morning. Good night. Okay, so something that Shane and I were just talking about is just how sprawling of a city Berlin is. We just took the train. Actually, we took a tram, a train, and then another train for about 30-35 minutes, and we're still in what is considered on the train system the center of the city. This is a huge city. So yeah, that's always something that we like to keep in mind when we're visiting. The day got away from us. I said I'd film a couple hours later. It's many hours later right now. It just got busy. But we finished our day off at the cafe and then decided to start exploring the neighborhood where we're hanging out. And we found a great craft beer spot that we grabbed a beer. Then we walked across the street and found another craft beer spot. But here's the greatest thing about our time so far in Germany. Germany has no open container laws. So we are now walking to dinner, and Shayna found us 3 great beers that we could enjoy on our walk. So I'm going to put the camera down again, I'm going to walk to dinner with Shayna, and we are going to enjoy exploring the city. And the next time you see us, we will be at dinner, maybe 3 beers gone. So, till then.
All right. Oh, it's really hot.
Just came out of the fryer. First deep fried pizza. What do you think?
Tasty.
Tasty. I would agree. Tasty. It was interesting. It was very different than anything I've had before. Different than anything you've had before.
Yeah, the outside tasted like a I don't know, like an egg roll wrapping with kind of pizza fillings.
Pizza egg rolls. But we liked it. So I'm going to put the camera down. It's raining. I got to put it back in my bag so I don't destroy a second camera this week. And we are going to find the next location. So until then. Okay, so that's going to be pretty much a wrap for tonight. Shane and I are back at our Airbnb. We're just kind of chillaxing, enjoying a beer, and just kind of chatting and sharing our ideas about Berlin. We'll be sure to share all of our ideas of Berlin maybe later in this video, maybe never. But that's going to be a wrap for tonight. Good night. Good morning. It is day 3 for us here in Berlin, and the first matter of business is bagels. Shayna found a bagel breakfast place that is kind of in the direction where we've got to start off our day, so we are headed there now. See, we really miss bagels. One of the things that we miss the most from New York, so any chance we could find bagels, we check it out. We are public transporting it again today, so we are waiting for our last tram that is going to get us to the bagel shop. So I'm going to sit down and wait and dream about the bagels that are to come. Bagels were awesome. They were amazing. Might be the best bagel that I've had since we left New York City. It was a little bit out of our way to get there, made even worse by the fact that we got on the wrong tram and then had to go back to another tram and then walk. But it was well worth all of that. Really liked the bagels. So now we are waiting for another tram to take us down to a park where we are meeting up with a walking tour again. Common theme, we tend to do walking tours in just about every city that we visit. Today we're doing a little bit different one. It's not as historic, it's more of the alternative side of Berlin. So that's where we're headed now. Let's go meet the tour. So we're waiting for our tour to start, and kind of wanted to bring up a little tip for doing these walking tours. We normally do these walking tours on the day we arrive in a city or the day we leave the city. And because of that, we end up having to carry our backpacks everywhere with us. Well, we've started recently trying to find lockers that we can leave our bags in. So because we pack in only a backpack, it's very small, we are able to normally find a locker at the train station that's in the center of the city, which also happens to be usually close to where most of the tours pick up. So for €4, we can dump our bags in a locker, leave it there for the whole day, do a 3-hour walking tour, and not have to lug stuff on our back. So that's just another key to packing lightly. So yeah, just a little tip.
But Kreuzberg was the first. We're very goodness. It's not really that good. I wouldn't go swimming in there.
So that was another very successful and amazing walking tour. most of the walking tours are done by people that live in the community, so this guy really knew the community. And since we did the alternative tour, it was more about like street art and subcultures of Berlin. So he was able to tell us a lot of stuff about various artists that do street art around here, along with various clubs, and showed us some great neighborhoods. It's also the very first walking tour we've done that we actually had to take the subway, which was really kind of interesting to take the subway with such a large group. So the tour ended at this place called Yam. It is a beach club here in Berlin, and their idea of beach club is that it's along the river and there's some sand on the ground. But this place has an amazing vibe, and we just all finished up here, which was great because everybody that was on the tour kind of congregated and hung out and chatted and got to know each other a little more, which, you know what, life is more interesting by the more people that you interact with, especially when they're from all over the world. Got to hang out with somebody from Chicago, which was always great to be back to talking about home a little bit. So now here's where we're at, is that we have to figure out what we need to do for the rest of the day. It's currently 3 o'clock. Our flight is at 10 minutes to 7. So we have a few more hours to enjoy the city before we head out. So we're figuring that out now. I have no clue where we're gonna go. Shayna has no clue where we're gonna go, but we're gonna go someplace. So until then, yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, well. Okay, so we just stopped for lunch, dinner, I don't know, it's like 4 o'clock and we just finished eating, so you tell me what it is. Best Mexican food that we have had since we left New York. The place was amazing. Got a little German twist to it, but it was still really good, and I think I left Shayna behind. We now have to work our way back to where our bags are and then back to the airport. Our flight boards in like less than 2 hours. Yeah, trying to make the most of it. So I'm going to put the camera down so that we can get to our bags quicker and easier. Okay, our bags are retrieved. Shayna is now trying to figure out how we get to the airport. It's currently 5:50. Our flight leaves at 6:50. So yeah, we're making our way there. We're not exactly worried about it yet. We got to the airport in plenty of time. We had time to spare, actually. But that's a wrap for Berlin. It was a great trip, and I'm pretty sure we will be back again soon. Till next time.